because robotics is your future. Regardless whether you like it or not, you will have to know robotics.
Yep.
You will have to. Oops.
This is your next.
The play one. So you will have to learn about robotics. But what is with robotics? The most important bit with every robotics is programming. And that is what you were doing today. Yes, you were programming things. And that is what you will do in the future. And if you are good in it, you've got a great future. So you started very early. Some of you are very young. Some of you are older. And please remember, there is no escape from that. Everyone has to learn programming. So I am working as a teacher in a bigger school in TAFE. So after school, you can actually go to join my classes. But we've got also programs for schools as well. So in TAFE, that is where I work, we've got a program that students who are interested in robotics, they may join a program and they may actually see whether they like it or not. And what we do exactly the same what you started. We use Lego robots to start up because some students may not be familiar with. So in this case, they will start using Lego robots. But we've got also students who, like you, completed their training in Lego, they know how to use Lego, so we give them more challenging tasks, so they will learn how to program in different way. And we've got also students who are already familiar how to do the more advanced stuff, so we give them challenges. We are giving them tough tasks and different robots. So in this case, you will see that this is the robot what we are using, you will see in the future. But please remember, the best thing is to start as early as possible. And you are on the right track. You started very early. So now what are we doing? So I will briefly show you what we are doing. And then also I will give you some hints what you can do with your interest. So first of all, that is the program that we actually offer. It's called Start Your Future, because that is what it is. You are learning for the future. You are learning so in the future you will have some exciting things to do, and you will actually find that it is actually terribly exciting to build things for other people, and robots can be built and are built to help people. So you will be actually building and creating robots which will help people. Okay, so now let's look at the first one. So that is now the students from the class. Now you can see that in a corner. Do you see that in a corner? What's that? That's exactly what you are using here. So they are actually using it and they are having fun. They love it. They think that is great fun. And I hope that you had a fun today too. Yes, did you like today's session? Yes, and they like it too. You can see that. So in this case, this program, what we are using is called Robotics and Drones. So students are actually building the robots and then they program them. And the same they do with drones. They are actually taking drones, learn how to fly, get the license, and then they program them. Okay, so we'll talk about that later, but now let's see what kind of robots we are using. So the robots that we are using, as I mentioned, exactly the same. So we start up with this robot, with this one. Or before we'll go to the robots, that is actually brief descriptions of drones as well. So in this case, you can have got information that people build robots and program them, and also they also have to learn about drones. You have to remember that if you want to fly a drone, you have to do that in safe way. So to fly a drone outside the safe area, you have to be 15 years old or older. But before that, you can fly a drone in a locked room that it is not possible to do any kind of harm to other people. So please remember. So that is what is indicated there. Okay, so now let's look at the robots. So you remember that one, yes? Yes, so we've got that one. Now students was building, well, At this stage, our program that we started 3 weeks ago. So all these robots which we've got here, they are still not completed because students are building them. So at this stage, it is a kind of advanced. So you can see that it is a bit of work. So the students who is like Nora.
You put them there later. You can
Yes,
look and feel. But you saw the building process is the same. Only
Yes, so-
thing you need to spend extra time. That's why we have longer programs.
Yes, so once students are sort of completing building, they will program that.
What is
And
this?
now,
We asked, what is this?
Grabber. It looks like a crane.
Crane.
yes, yes. So this building is like an arm which is picking up the logs, yes, and things like that. So all of them are doing exactly the same thing, but there are different technologies. And also, if you will look at that in a corner here, we will come to that one in a moment. But in a corner, what you can see, there are sort of programming languages. So at this stage, you are using a lab view. Yes, so you are using blocks and putting them together. Now, do you also use Scratch?
Yes.
Yes, so you are already very advanced. Yes, so in this case, you are already on the second one. So in this case, Scratch, that is something that you can use with those devices. So this one and that one can be programmed with Scratch. So in this case, if you are not using LabVIEW, Scratch is the next best thing because you got pictures, you put them next to each other, and then you change the numbers. And when you finish your programming, does it work always correctly?
No.
No, yes, the programming is terrible. Yes, you always have to think what to do with it. Yes, so in this case, please remember, regardless what programming language you are using, you've got always the same. You think that is everything perfect, everything will work, but then it's happening that it's not actually working. Yes, so in this case, please remember, regardless which language you are using, the process is the same. You program, you try, you test, and then hopefully it will work in some stage. So as more you do this kind of work, the better the results. You will learn faster if you got a background in that area. Okay, so that's this one which we've got here. So our students are starting with this one, and then they go to the next one. So when they finish, they go to that one. Did you?
Use a laser as well.
Sorry?
If you want to use a laser pointer,
Yes. Did you use that one as well? Yes. Did you use that one as well? Did you build that robot?
No.
Not yet. Oh, you will. That's why he's just waiting for you. You will see that. That is a bit more advanced. I noticed that you got there in a corner. That there, but that is the next robot which is built by
just by the way,
students.
their prizes, the winners will get.
So that's the prizes. Oh well. So in this case, you can actually have one today. Yes. So that is the result of what students are building. So again, it is like a crane. It is got an arm. It is a robotic arm. So this robotic arm can do a lot of interesting bits. But please remember that one was also a robotic arm from Lego. This one is a new technology, and it is also a sort of robotic arm. Now, if you will look at the programming language, you are ready to work with that one as well because you know Scratch. Yes? Yes, we know Scratch. So in this case, you can go to that one and you can program that as well. Well, it is a bit harder to build, but that is something but you also have to learn. You also have to learn how to do something a bit more advanced.
More like a Mars rover, these kind of trenches and
Yes.
all the,
Yes, so you still have to learn how to build them, but you also have to learn how to program them.
Exciting.
So this one is more advanced, and so that is what our students are doing after finishing with the Lego one. So they go to the next one, and the next one is this one. But this one, you still have to build it, you still have to build that, but this one is smart. That robot is actually learning as well. So when you program that, the robot is actually memorizing everything. Do you know what AI stands for?
Artificial intelligence.
Great, very good. Artificial intelligence. So what that means? What robot with artificial intelligence is able to do? Anything? Yes, we hope that will be anything.
It is able to like learn while it's creating stuff and do things.
Exactly.
Evolving with humans.
Exactly. Yes, spot on. Yes, we will have to have a prize for that.
Okay, we'll do that. He's
And
already getting one.
so this robot is very smart. You will teach this robot to do something, and the robot will know straight away. This robot is also able to learn what you mean by moving hands, making gestures. This robot is actually learning everything. So in this case, if you will do something wrong, the robot will tell you. Yes, the robot is actually very capable. So this one is much more advanced, and if you want to program this robot, you have to use programming language called Python. Do you know what Python?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to like write what the robot does.
Yes, that's right. But what's the difference between Scratch and Python? Yes.
I think you have to like type the code, and Scratch is code building, and
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Yes. So in Scratch, you use blocks. Yes, and these blocks are already predefined, and they will help you with your learning. But in Python, you have to write everything by yourself. Yes, as you said, you have to actually type everything by yourself. Now, please remember that when you are using this blue one, the blue robot, this one which we had before, or we can actually look at that here. Yes, the program that you will be using, you can create that in Scratch, and you press a button, and that will convert automatically into Python. So in this case, you will learn very quickly about Python if you are using this blue one. So in this case, the blue one is sort of very good to learn because it will help you to switch to Python. Well, okay, so now just I wanted you to actually remember that each of them is actually doing the same thing. It is a robotic arm. Yes, but now you can see that you are learning. And what's the purpose of that? What's the final result of that? Well, it is this. And that is what's happening. That is in real life. And to actually program that, you can actually see that it's exactly the same robotic arm, but it's actually a worker in an organization. And in these days, those workers are everywhere. And now they are moving in different ways, but no, those workers are everywhere. So someone has to program them. So that is why you are learning that, because when you finish, you will actually go to work, and then you will be programming them. You will be checking whether they're working correctly, whether you need to make some changes, because as a programmer, you know you could make mistakes, yes? And what will happen if you make a mistake? Yes, you have to run the bagger because you will have problems. Now, we are working with an organization called Omron, and by the way, Omron is actually organizing training sessions for youngsters like this.
Wow, can note down.
Yes, so in this case, perhaps the next time you will actually visit this organization. They've got a branch in Western Sydney University, and they are actually creating programs for youngsters. Yes, I will send you a link of the educational aspect. Yes, so you will
It's very important because today you will learn, tomorrow you will do. And even the old engineers, they don't build arm like this, they start like this. When this works, then they think about because they can't take a risk, make like this, and if it doesn't work, we are all in a trouble. So they start it. So what you learn today is the engineers start from there too.
Yes, so now you can see your path. You can see how you started from Lego and you end up here working as a programmer, programming robots. Now, I also mentioned that you may be programming drones as well. So in this case, this drone which you can see, it is programmable. So you can program this drone using, again, you can use your Scratch or you can use the Python. Yes. Now you can see that here you have got the paths. How do you see? And do you see that they are different?
Yes.
And that is what the robot, the drone, is able to actually recognize. So when it will see a specific path, you can assign an action. So if that you will see this path, you will say, keep away from that. And you will see this path, you can say, land on it. Yes, so in this case, please remember, these paths are designed to actually give a robot an indication what action it's supposed to take or what action you will assign to it. So it's got the camera which is actually checking what is below that. So you will put the parts, and then one part could be, for example, fire. So if the drone is seeing fire, what drone is supposed to do?
Go away. Stay away. Fly away.
Yes, fly away, or something better.
I know.
Stop the fire.
No.
Yes.
That's good. Oh,
Extinguish it.
extinguish it.
Well, if it's got it, but if it hasn't got it, yes.
Maybe find the source of water and bring it to the fire.
Well, that's very good idea. But if robot is not capable because it's very small,
One human and go
Yeah.
yes, that's right. It can signal. You can send a signal. Do you know when you've got a danger and when you are at risk, what do? You call. What do you call? 000. So you can program robot to call 000 and say fire. And in this case, that is what we are using this pads for. So in this case,
how can tell to your teachers if any of you not are working in a class or sleeping, it's gonna drop a water on your head.
yes, so in this case, you can use them for many different purposes. Now, on the top of this drone, you can see that it's got LED lights. So when you switch that on, it's actually blinking flashy lights. And did you see the shows? Did you see drone shows which was created by drones? Yes, so that is what this drone is capable to do. You can program them, you can set up the lights on it in sort of different way. No, it hasn't got a battery, that is why.
It's okay.
You can
I'm
also,
just taking a chance.
you can also use the LEDs to make like different symbols to tell people if it like saw something that.
Absolutely, very good. Yes, very good. Yes, that is what.
Yeah.
This is a new possibility.
Yes.
We also have,
Yes,
let me
sir.
show you. We are working with the university students to making a shepherd dog drone, which will go in form. If they see anyone missing or hurt, they report back to the owner because forms are big,
Yes.
right? We're
Yes,
working
sir.
on it.
So now you probably heard about drones, about how drones are being used, and they are used for many, many different purposes. And again, the programming what you do for robots is exactly the same programming what you do for drones. Yes, and in this case, this one you can program with Python, or as I mentioned, you can use a Scratch as well. Well, okay, so that is sort of my brief sort of a view of robots. As I mentioned, I am really very happy to see you that excited about the drones and robots, and hopefully the next step will be on the higher one, and the next step you will do will be something that maybe you will actually end up in my classes.
Yep.
Now, for students who are older, then this program is already open. So every school is actually providing this program. So that is what we are teaching. So in this case, whoever is 15 years old or older, you can sign up with this program. And in this case, you can learn everything what I was just
You can also
showing
make
you.
a subject, I'll cover in my presentation. You can also make a subject in HSC. TVET, they call TVET, the program where you will be still in a school, but you go to TAFE to learn the technology.
Yes, so this program is short program, 8 weeks only, and it is for students who are 15 years or older. And it is called EPP, which is short for Educational Pathways Program. So that means for people who are interested in robots, then you can always join when you will be 15 years or older. Now that is important because otherwise you won't get license for drone.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So as I mentioned, That's all what I wanted to present to you. And as I mentioned again, it is great to see you that excited about drones, and it's good that I hope that you will stay with that because it's an exciting world.
Firstly, we thanks. How do we thank someone?
Yes, thank you guys for listening to me.
One intelligent question. You want to ask a question to Richard? Yes, Sophie, you put here.
If you're looking for a really specific parts for your robot, how do you get it?
Well, the first place, as everyone, I'm going to Google and say, where can I get it? Now, in places like a manufacturer, like for example Lego is specializing in selling spare parts or missing parts, broken parts. So you can buy that directly. And in other places like eBay, you can find something what people want to know, what people are no longer using, and maybe suitable for you. So I always start with Google, and that is how I'm catching up because, as you pointed out, things are missing. Sometimes things are getting damaged. Yes, so we have to do that all the time.
And now the life is very easy. If you join our club, the Young Innovator Club, we have a 3D printer. You can make your own